It's rare that I crave a beer. I mean, I usually like a beer on the boat, but you know what it is? I've just gotten to Edenton, and it is hot as freaking balls. And if I had a pool, I'd get in a pool, but I don't have the pool. Now, we do have the sound, but I've never swam in the sound at night. Is this live? Yes, it's live. Old Mom, Sunday night, live from Eastern North Carolina. That's your brand of beer. I'm not sure whose brand of beer it is. I just drink whatever beer I find in my refrigerator. We do have a hot tub, but we drained it. There's an echo. Well, there's an echo. You're going to have to go in and come back out, I reckon. Let's see here. What make that like? Sunday night. Let's see. This is a wrap up of the Wood family. Wood family, take 972. 6 people in the Wood family. I am right here. I've been at the beach, I don't know, for about a month or so. I'm back for the week. I have an autoimmune disease, so I have my nurse coming tomorrow, Nurse Gina. And all my members love Nurse Gina. We do coffee chats in the morning. So if you are a member, which means you pay a little bit every month, you have a coffee chat with Nurse Gina this week. Also have a haircut on the agenda this week with Lori, my hairdresser. And then I have a transition meeting, IEP meeting for Amos. So that will be exciting. A child with a disability. He is 11 and a half, going into 5th grade. And then I have a pickup from the airport for my daughter, who turned 16 this past week and was not with us. She is camping in Hawaii. So that's on the agenda this week. My middle son is at tennis camp in UNCW. My husband took him today, and then my mom will pick him up on Wednesday, and they'll bring him to Edenton Thursday, and we'll be here for the week. He is 17, and his sister is 16, and they both want to get their licenses. So I'm trying to decide if it's a bad idea to take them both on the same day to get the license, since we don't have an appointment. What if one passes and one doesn't? I don't know. Maybe Friday, then they'll have time to study. Hello from Canada. And then my oldest son is in London, studying at the London School of Economics. He's taking one class, but I guess it's like half day or something. And then he appears to take naps, go to the gym, and go out with his good friend Josh. How can you become a member? I can become a member from my phone, but some people cannot. Maybe somebody, Kathy asked me, Kathy, I have not opened anything yet. I just literally walked in the door 10 minutes ago. Somebody put the link up. There's some people that are savvy with the member link. Who else are we missing? Amos. Amos is 11. He's here. He is super excited to be here. He's also very excited to go back to the beach next week on the 28th. He left his Tivas, his iPad, and his, what did he say he left? Tivas, iPad. Something else. He said 3 things. Amos has been at camp for 2 weeks. He did Camp Trinity for a week, and then he did Camp Royale, which is just for people that live in North Carolina, but Camp Trinity is not. And that was good, but he's camped out. Hit the dollar bill to the right of the chat box. Oh, I don't even see a chat box. Well, I put up a post today. There's some people that really don't like YouTube. YouTube is like, to me, Amos watches YouTube. It's like parents whose children, they do all these like bizarre, like somebody in Roni. It's not where I think I would be. But Facebook is not the friend. Facebook ended monetization on video and reels. And so that really alters my perspective on things. So I am doing video now over on the YouTube because I think that is good. And it is good. So I don't have many subscribers on the video. So right now I have 526 people watching. You all need to like the video. And if you have not subscribed, that is free. Please subscribe. I have 14,007 subscribers on YouTube and 380,000 on Facebook. I have no idea how anybody can get subscribers on YouTube. You have to do something that I don't do. Maybe like strip on a pole. I don't know. How to identify the subscription on Facebook. You don't know. Oh, Google is your friend. Always do the Google. Google, schnookle. Yeah. And so Old Mom Sunday nights are good. I also like an Old Mom Monday night. And it's been a very busy week, not just in the world, but the Coldplay gate. Even my husband, who only reads the Wall Street Journal, said today, the Wall Street Journal covered the Coldplay thing you were talking about. I said, I know, I told you it was a very big story. People were like, I don't pay attention to that. I'm like, I don't know why the news, it's on the nightly news. It is nutso. Nightly news. Coldplay gate. Somebody said, you want to go to the Coldplay concert? Yeah, I'll go. What can happen? It's in Chicago. We won't know anybody. Hello, Kiss Cam. Coldplay has probably never had so many people be like, who in the hell is Coldplay? When Chris Martin, was he married to Gwyneth Paltrow? That's about all I know. Yeah, I'm drinking a beer. Oh, they were in Boston. You're over it. I know. You feel for the spouses and the children. I already talked about this, so this is not going to be the topic of the evening. But if somebody wants to have an affair, just go ahead and say to whoever you're married to, you know what? I'm not committed to our marriage, and I'm going to bail out. I'm out. And you'd be like, what? Okay. Nothing I can do to change your mind? Nope. There's somebody else, and I just want to give you the heads up first. Well, I guess thanks for that, I guess. Well, anyway, okay. Goodbye. I'd be like, well, he left me. Because then at least people aren't then like, you're an a-hole, I mean, don't embarrass me. Leave me, but don't humiliate me. Throw me to the wolves, but don't humiliate me on the public stage. Right? Anyway, that's that. I was thinking today, shocking, I know. I have been doing this career for almost 10 years. I started when Amos was, how old is it? Maybe 9 years. Amos will be 12. I think he was 2.5. Yeah, that's 9 years, 9-ish years. And, well, I don't know, somewhere in there, a while. And when I started doing this thing, I wasn't doing videos. I was writing. If I'd been smart, I would have been doing video, because video is how you grew. And I would occasionally do a video, but not very often, because I don't know why. I think video maybe made me nervous. You didn't make any money anyway. I don't know why I did video. I just didn't do video, but I like it. Oh, bizarre. So all I tried to do, I don't even know how to, That was very scary. I was trying to click on a link and pin it. And I'm going to try it again and let's see if it works. Nope. Okay, okay, let's try to pin that. I cannot pin the link. Clearly, it's a problem. Yes.
Hey, Mommy.
Hey.
What new champion is gonna appear? Honor.
Is Honor a champion?
Yeah.
What is she the champion of?
Defeating opponent.
Who is Honor's opponent?
I think 5 of them.
She has 5 opponents? Honor, who are your opponents? Tiptoe? Allie?
Everyone.
Who?
When will Honor the opponent come back? You tell me.
The 28th.
28th of July.
That's right.
Remember, Honor is the champion of defeating opponent.
That's right.
Honor. Hey, Mommy.
Yesy.
Honor.
Honor.
Honor. Yeah, honor. Good, yeah.
And it's almost bedtime for Amos. Ah!
And Honor is down of the indominant friends.
She is?
Yeah.
Oh, look at those cute children I used to have. Oh, that was sort of what I was talking about. I was going to talk about tonight was the old days. I mean, look at Russell. I mean, how cute is he? Oh, and sometimes I talk about my brother, Adam. He was so young, 19. I love this green screen thing. That was Adam. Wasn't he good looking? Gosh, he was cute. I mean, I thought he was just perfect because he's obviously my big brother. Looking very old beside him. Amos's voice is changing. I don't know what Amos's voice is doing. Amos's voice is, Amos is funny. Amos, we struggle a teensy bit with not talking incessantly. I mean, a lot of, oh, Chris knew Adam. Hey, Chris. Yeah, we talk a lot. But anyway, before I got myself all mixed up with these not being able to pin a comment, it's so weird that I couldn't pin that comment. I just don't get it. I could pin all the other comments, but I cannot pin Kathy's comment. It's like, it's so strange. Ooh, I did it. I pinned the comment. Yes, Adam was in a cockpit in the plane in the picture. I don't think they let you do that anymore. That was back before you didn't take your shoes off. I know now you don't take your shoes off anymore. And you didn't, I don't even think you had to have a license back then to fly. You just hopped in a plane. Anyway, there's that. But so when my kids were little in the summer, I was thinking about what life was like. Like suddenly time is going by so quickly. And you would hear that and you would be annoyed, or I would be. If somebody said to me like, you're going to miss this, I would be like, I am picturing your face on a voodoo doll. And, I mean, I just remember thinking, I'm never going to say that to anybody because that is annoying. And I do not say it. I do not say it to these young, cute mothers with babies. I do say some things, though, that I know are annoying. I said, in fact, this weekend, I said, well, and I knew as it was like coming out of my mouth that it was the wrong thing to say, but I couldn't help it because, you know, I'm 50 now. I said, well, he looks so easy. People hate that. Don't say that either. He looks so easy. They're like, what you really want to say is like, well, where are you at 3 a.m? Painting my house? Or the other one is, I don't say this. I'm trying to think of all the things people would say. Well, just wait until he's 2. And you'd be like, are you crazy? Do you want people to hate you? Wait till you're 63. Oh, I know. When I'm 63, I'll have a 24-year-old, a 29-year-old, a 30-year-old, and a 32-year-old. Go ahead and just pin me to a donkey and hit me with a bat. What I would say to people, 77, you know what? I hope I live to be 77. Because when I'm 75, I am going to no longer own anything. True story. I told Thomas, both his parents died this spring, and we really learned some things. And one thing we learned, and boy, we love them, but we are not going to leave a mess for our children to clean up. We have Amos, which he's hard, and houses and stuff. At 75, Adrian is going to be very pared down because I'm not going to leave them to clean up a mess. I don't want to do that, and I'm not going to do it to them. I'm just not. It's not happening. Less is more. Less is more. Wait until you're 75. I have moved twice in 3 years and gotten rid of tons of stuff. I don't think, my husband and I think we're kind of committed that we're not going to have a lot of stuff by 75. Are we, Thomas?
I hope not.
He hopes not. Thomas is going to have windsurfing equipment.
I don't know. That's one thing I do like to hold on to.
Windsurfing equipment?
Yeah.
But I kind of think like anything that we want the children to have, I think I'm going to go ahead and give it to them early.
What I want to do is learn how to do this foiling. And once I learn that, I'm going to get rid of all the other stuff.
You mean the foiling?
No, I mean the foil, like on the windsurfer.
Oh, do you have a windsurfing board with a foil?
Yeah.
Huh.
I've had, we have that, then we have the electric foil.
What about all those sails we've got?
Well, the sails go to the foil.
Oh.
But I will be able to get rid of the boards.
We ought to use the sails as like places to park underneath.
I don't know about that. They're not, like old dilapidated. These are new sails.
New.
I'm not going to put a new windsurfing sail out there for that.
New sails. You need to downsize on purses and shoes. I'm not against owning things or having things. It's just when it's things, and I think what my goal is to think, okay, let's say you had 4 Rolex watches, all right? So you got $100,000 in watches, and you're holding the watches, and you like the watches, and you wear the watches, and you're 80, and your kids say, we should go on a cruise, and you say, well, I don't know if I can really afford to go on a cruise. What Adrian is going to do is when my children want to do stuff, and I'm going to want them to want to do stuff, I'm going to be like, what do I have in this house that I can sell that you people don't like? Or even if they do like it, be like, well, how much do you like it? Let's go on a cruise. Let's sell the watches and go on a cruise. Let's take 30 family members on a cruise or whatever. Like, that's what I want to do. Now, I might have nothing by then, and there might be no cruise. But maybe it means we're going to go stay at a really cool motel, and we're going to all stay there together or whatever, I want memories, and I want time together. And I want my kids to have good memories of my husband and I and their grandparents. And that's really important to me. My parents have done a really nice job of doing that. They have taken us on some great trips, and granted, they're able to, but they could be using the money to do other things, you know? Purge, purge, purge. I want to take my mom on a cruise for her 70th birthday. I would do it in a second. I would do it. I don't know, Angela. Other people can, I think. I don't know enough about YouTube to be useful. But I think it's really important. So if you've been following me for the last 10 years, you saw me do pretty small children. They were 9, 7, 6, and 2 when I started, and now they're 11, 16, 17, and 19. And so the way I figured is I'm doing this another 10 years. So it's going to be, when I hit 60, it's, oh no, I'll probably be here longer than that. Depends how many trips I want to take. It's going to be super old mom Sunday night at 60. And we're going to kind of hit on whatever is in my life at the time. Jewelry is good to give away. Well, I enjoyed to see them. Totally agree. Giving my daughter a ring that I have for her 16th birthday. And my mom is giving her a bracelet that her dad bought for my grandmother for Christmas, and then he died unexpectedly in his 50s. He might think you're saying he is a mess. Who is a mess? Nobody's a mess. Grandmom Sunday night. Oh my God. Now I'm distracted. What was I saying? Oh, jewelry. Yeah. And so, and my mom, I wonder if she's thinking, I hadn't asked her, but like she never gave the bracelet to me, right? Which probably would have been smart to be like, this would have been your grandmother's. So we're learning stuff now. How would you feel if Blair sold sentimental items gifted to her? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, sold for drugs or sold for trips? How about that? We don't have a ton of valuable sentimental things, generally. The sentimental stuff that is in our family is not necessarily worth a lot of money. The sentimental things, well, my brother had 2 watches, so my one son has 1 watch, and the other watch will go to my other son. I don't see them selling those because they were their uncles, so I think that'll be something they pass down. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not, like, one sentimental thing my dad gave little Thomas was his coin collection. Not valuable, but pretty neat. And gave Russell his arrowhead collection. Same thing. I got this giant, it's like a round rock that was my dad's dad, and they would carve their name in it. And it was something my dad inherited. And I love it. I brought it home. He gave it to me the last time we were in Rocky Mount, and it's out in my front garden. So I think, yeah, if somebody said, this is mom's ring and we want to use it for a down payment on a house, I would say have at it. Now, I would tell them, and they probably heard me say, is that these stones on either side, my grandfather bought for my grandmother on her 50th wedding anniversary. So I thought that this was really special when I got married. I was like, okay, this is going to remind me when things get tough, 50 years of marriage right there. So I guess in some ways, I hope maybe one of my children will get married and maybe they'll want to use this ring. And I'm not against that either. If I had a son get married in 10 years and I was 60, would I give up my wedding band? I think I might. Yeah, I think I might. My late husband and I made so many memories with my sons before he died. They were young. Always choose memory over things. Yeah, I might. I really, um, I really want to do things differently. You know, they came out with a research study the other day, and they talked about how family trips are oftentimes your children's first memories. And when I was little, my mom and her husband asked if we wanted to do money or a trip once a year. 10 of us. We decided for the trips. Africa, New Zealand, Rhine. Oh, that's so amazing. So amazing. And I'm sure you could use the money. You might have been like, well, we could pay for college or private school or family vacation, but like, holy cow, that is awesome. Um, oh, I love that. My daughter in law's diamond ring, my diamond, mother in law's diamond, and my husband's grandmother's diamond. Oh, that's really awesome. It's really special. But anyway, so when I was little, we traveled a lot. And my parents were not raised fancy. My dad's dad worked for the IRS. My grandfather was an IRS agent. And he did the work where you would like suspect that the movie theater guy wasn't saying how many tickets he was selling was right. So he like went in the dumpster one night at the movie theater and counted the popcorn boxes and would be like, well, you said you sold 27 tickets, but there were 54 boxes of popcorn. So you're lying. My grandmother didn't work. My dad's mother didn't work, as many women did, though she did graduate from college. She was a Chi Omega at Ohio University. Her name was Virginia Lee Masterton. Well, her real name was Willa Virginia, and she didn't like the name Willa, so she changed her name to Lee, which was a boyfriend's name. Is that interesting? And anyway, so that was that. My mom's dad was a school superintendent up in Wapakoneta, Ohio, and my mom's mom didn't work either. And I don't know if she finished college or not, or went to college. I don't think she did. And my mom and dad graduated from Ohio State, so all my family is from Ohio State. My wedding band is from 1892. I never had children. I will leave it to my great nephew. Oh, I love that. I love that. You are the privileged. Yes, I totally agree. I am privileged. But I guess what I'm doing is going back to the generation before my family was not privileged. And I think that that's an important conversation. So when my dad was growing up, he said, well, we didn't go to camp. We went to stay at my cousin's house. My cousin, they had like a baby and 3 boys. And then my mother would just drop us off there in Athens, Ohio, and they'd have this great summer. And he even says they didn't go to the doctor growing up. But my mother's like, we went to the doctor. I mean, what in the world? But anyway. But my parents moved to North Carolina. My brother was a baby. And they were really keen on traveling. I guess because they had never ever gone anywhere. They didn't have passports. I mean, there wasn't extra money to do things like that. And so my dad would do these classes and we would go on these talk tours, TAUCK, which are still around. And it'd be a bunch of old people, my parents, who were definitely younger, and then my brother and I. And I'm sure the people were like, oh my gosh, we signed up for this bus tour of out west, and here these people have this like 8-year-old and 13-year-old. So we did that we went out to the Grand Canyon, we went to Yosemite, we went to, I don't know, we went a lot of places. And then we started going abroad. We went to Russia, well, Leningrad at the time, Romania, Italy. We took a cruise it wasn't any good cruise. It was kind of like a fishing boat, but you rode on it. And the food was terrible. Well, I was very picky. And so I basically ate potatoes fried in whale oil all week. And there was a chessboard on the top deck. And my brother and I learned to play chess and played a ton of chess. And Adam and I would share a hotel room, and my parents would have a hotel room. And we just had the best time. And it wasn't necessarily, we could have been anywhere, right? We could have been, it wasn't where we were, it was being holed up together. And I remember playing games on the bus and just doing all these things. And it drove my grandparents crazy because my grandparents were like, oh my gosh, they're taking these children's on these trips and they're taking these children's on these trips. And this is a waste of money. My brother died, at 19. And so there would be no trips for him. He would have never had a chance to travel. And we got that time together in a way that when you are on a trip together, you get different time together. And so this summer, my family is not going on a trip. My kids, two of them have been abroad, or one's in Hawaii. That's not abroad. They have been on good trips this summer, and we didn't do a family trip. So we kind of have to make choices, right? And last year, I really wanted to go to Costa Rica for Christmas. It did not happen because we couldn't afford to go. I'm sure we can't afford to go this year either, which is fine. But you make choices all the time, And I just said to my husband, look at your August schedule. Can we get 3 days where we're together and we're just going to go to the beach where we go, but we're going to just do stuff as a group, because it's really important. We had planned to go to the North Carolina mountains, but they have had so much struggle. Anyway, so there's that. And as your kids get older, my son Thomas went with friends on spring break this year. So it's hard to go places as a group, And it's so important. Even if it's nothing fancy, just driving somewhere and riding in the car together. People with smaller houses and children that share rooms are closer. Totally agree with that. You're exactly right. I could live in a smaller house, I think. Go to the mountains, they need tourists. I would like to go to the mountains. Taking Amos places is tricky. A cruise really makes sense for him because he can stay in the room if he doesn't like what you're doing. But he is not a big fan of a lot of activities. So we have to be very cognizant. The last time we went on a family trip, we went to Jackson Hole a year ago in the spring, and I didn't get to ski with the rest of the family. They skied, but we did have time together. We swam in the pool together, and we had some meals together, and that was really fun. But I missed. It's always a trade-off, just the idea of being going on a trip and not even thinking about it would be a lot. My parents had 5 kids in a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. We were packed like sardines. And you probably remember it very fondly. So anyway, I'm not going to tell all the young moms that time goes by fast. But it does. Amos doing new activities. So Amos is really into TV. So today he said, do they have TVs in a Hawaii? And I was like, no, they don't. Nor do they have TVs in Italy or anywhere else that he thinks he wants to go. He was like, well, you're going to go to Illinois, the island of Illinois. I was like, what about Hawaii? No. So he's aware. He is aware that he requires television for activity. And the other people want to hike and do all sorts of fun things. He don't want to do that. Like, I was thinking if we were on a cruise, you'd have to make sure they had the right TV. And he does not like to go out to long leisurely dinners. And he's picky with food, too. A girl's trip. Oh, that's not. Oh, hey, Kim. That's my old friend. Kimberly, I saw that you and Lila were on a trip. We have TVs in Ohio. Amos, come visit us. Oh my God. Sarah. That's what we need, an autism family vacation. Okay, I gotta go get Amos to bed. Carry on, Old Mom Sunday night. Old Mom Monday night. I don't know what'll be happening on Old Mom Monday night. We might have to delve into the current trials that are happening. Members, subscribers, YouTube subscribers, YouTube members, Facebook subscribers. See you tomorrow morning, 9ish with Nurse Gina. Goodbye. Glad y'all are here.